is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Way to go, Patty. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, June 17th. I'm here with Jeff. I'm Tori. We made it to the middle of the week.
I love Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, I'm like, there's hope.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the top of the mountain.
That's right.
A little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Downhill from here.
Yeah, it is. Brandon, do you feel the mountain metaphor? Are you feeling me?
It feels like Sunday Eve, Tori. I'm not gonna lie. This is the longest week I think we've had since we've been locked down.
It has
That's
felt,
up for debate.
Yeah, I know. There's been a lot of long weeks, but I know what you mean. In fact, actually, Brandon, take a look at this. 9 states all reporting new single-day highs in the coronavirus cases. At least 115,000 people have died, and more than 2.1 million cases have been reported in the U.S. since the start of the pandemic. But the White House is dismissing fears that a new wave of coronavirus infections is underway. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed, which I get every day, by the way, and I read this morning and I was shocked, Vice President Mike Pence wrote, "The media has taken to sounding the alarm bells over a second wave of coronavirus infections. Such panic is overblown. Our public health system is far stronger than it was 4 months ago." But there's a nurse in Florida, always know there's a nurse, who may disagree. This is Erica Crisp. She says she went to a Jacksonville bar with 15 friends. I wish I had 15 friends. When the state reopened, days later, they all tested positive for COVID-19. Jeff, you have an interesting take. Do you think a second wave is overblown?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so at all. But we don't know where it's coming from. If you guys watched the show, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. But look, we don't know if it's coming from restaurants opening it up. Nobody talks about coming from any of the protests, okay? In any sort of way, people are scared to say that. But you have to acknowledge that. All those people getting together are going to spread COVID. So is opening restaurants. Also, testing. People aren't getting this. With hard numbers, if you test, say right now 1 million people are tested, okay? And 500,000 have it. Wouldn't those numbers double if you tested another 1 million people? So I'm just a little confused. We're going to talk with Dr. Coley later on in the week here about this specific thing. But I just have a different, I guess, philosophy about what's going on. I know the numbers are going to go up.
Well, in terms of the protesters, I did some research because you and I kind of had a disagreement about this. And Fauci does say that being outdoors and in masks, which you do see, is like exponentially safer than being in an enclosed space like a restaurant or a bar. So they say that helps.
I mean, so now you're talking about being inside or on the patio.
Yeah, no, for real. They're saying
listen,
indoors or outside.
I understand your passion for the protest, and I'm not condoning the protest. I'm saying the numbers are spreading because of the protest. You have to acknowledge that. You have to.
But do you acknowledge that, and I'll get Brandon in on this, that if you're indoors at a restaurant and bar, you are more likely to get it than if you're outdoors?
I understand in the indoor-outdoor concept.
I'm very glad. Okay.
I do understand that.
Okay, Brandon, what's your take on this? Do you get indoor and outdoor?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that I'm with Jeff, but when I'm with Jeff, I'm going to attribute the protests on both sides, because remember a couple weeks ago we had the people storm the state capitol in Michigan, and they weren't wearing masks, and they were all up in people's faces. So protests on both sides are dangerous when it comes to spreading this virus. But look, I think of it like this. When we hear them saying that we don't think there's going to be a second wave, to me, that sounds like a couple months back where it was just wash your hands, don't touch your face, everything's going to be all right. So I don't think a lot of people agree or necessarily trust this administration when it comes to what they're saying about how long we can be in quarantine or if we can have another lockdown again. But at the same time, I know people are tired of being stuck in the house, and they would rather follow whatever rule you put forth in place to be able to go outside and enjoy themselves. But everyone has to follow one rule. It can't be different venues with different rules.
People seem to forget that when we had a polio epidemic, we shut down for like years. I know our attention span is short, but and if you listen to the scientists, they're all saying consistently the same thing. Not only is there going to be a second wave, we're not even done with the first wave. So I'm going to stand strong and disagree with this op-ed because I think it's dangerous.
Tori, I'm sorry to jump in, Tori.
Yeah.
When we had that polio, that was 19 what? This is 2020. 18. They should be coming out with vaccines faster than what they should have had back then.
They're not magicians. It still takes time, and you've got to allow that to happen. I think it will come, but I think saying we're sick and tired of being bored, buckle down. People had rations in the war longer than this.
But if you're saying buckle down, I want to get off this. If you're saying buckle down, you should say don't go out on the streets with a bunch of people.
I'm still saying to you, and I want you to read the info.
I'm pushing so hard for you just to say, yes, some COVID is going to spread from the protests. That's all I want you to say.
If you're not wearing a mask, absolutely, and you're shouting at a protest, 1,000%. But if you're outdoors and taking precautions, I think you're better off than inside.
But you're condoning people going out, but you're not. You're saying it's okay for the protests.
Again, if you're in a protest and you're wearing a mask, I think
it's okay?
You're outside and it's safer than I also think they're protesting a public health emergency. And in that case, going to a bar is different than protesting.
I know we got to move on. I understand. Take out what they're protesting for. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to look at the numbers alone. Be a doctor and say, listen, it's coming from.
The doctor themselves says more happen when it's indoors than outdoors.
Again, why do we keep going in circles about this? I'm not talking about indoors, outdoors. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you have to attribute restaurants as a spread of the COVID. You have to attribute protests as a spread of the COVID. You have to attribute people getting together, like Brandon said, because they're sick of staying inside as a spread of the COVID. You have to look at all those.
But there's levels to that, Jeff, right? Like a bar is different than being out on a beach, right? For instance, in a mask. That is different. There's a different percentage of what you're going to get.
But you attribute that to the numbers. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I'm just saying there's levels.
Wow.
Woo,
I have to deal with this at home in different aspects, and now I'm dealing with hair, Brandon. I think I'm taking crazy pills.
Lindsay.
All right.
All right. If 2020 has you feeling down, you're not alone. Great transition. Americans are more unhappy today than they've been in nearly 50 years. A new study found only 14% of adults say that they are happy, down from 31% who said the same in 2018. Brandon, can you open up a little bit? You've been honest on Instagram about feeling kind of low. Do you feel? Talk to me.
Absolutely. I mean, I went through probably the last 2 weeks where I think my headspace was just in a dark space, Tori. And you know, I ended up texting you, and you were sending me, you know, Buddhist chants and mantras to go and sage to burn my living room and all. But ultimately, I found out that if you're a person that has a great support system, which I do, and it's unfortunate that a lot of Americans, a lot of people out there don't have that. I mean, I have my mother, my sister, my uncles, friends, and even people that reached out on social media just to talk to, you know, just to hear some good that's in the world. So ultimately, I've figured out that you can control your mindset. You can control what you can control, and that's what I'm trying to do every day. Be blessed and use my platform for the good.
Good for you. Jeff, this is all you, right? This is what you believe in.
Yeah, listen, I know that it's a terrible time in America and everything going on, and I feel for what everyone is going through, whether it be the pandemic or Black Lives Matter or whatever you may be going through. I understand that. I have sympathy for you. I got to tell you, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I'm spending more time with my family. I have 2 beautiful kids that are healthy. I could reach out to my parents anytime I want. I have wonderful friends I can reach out to. It's all about what you have, not about what you don't have. I think a lot of people are always pointing the finger, and I'll tell you the key, and I'm going to look right at the camera right now. The key to happiness is staying off that negative social media. The more you limit your social media, the happier you're going to be. I promise you, follow those rules, get yourself in shape, work. I don't even care if you're in shape. Just go out for a walk, get some air, stay off that social media, and you will be a much happier person. I even did the clap with it.
You did it, except for DBL, of course. You want to stay on for DBL.
No, you're watching something. That's not social media.
That's true.
You're watching something. I'm talking about the Twitters of the world, the Instagrams of the world, the fights that you pick with people that you don't even know.
Yes.
You're getting worked up with someone that you don't know who's filled with hate,
yes.
and they're just putting their self-loathing onto you, and now it's going to ruin your day.
Yes.
I don't think so. Egg from Oklahoma.
Egg from Oklahoma. You're out of here. Beat it. That's what Jeff always said. All right, this is a crazy video I want you to see. It's very simple, but it means a lot. A 10-year-old boy who's black in Connecticut was hiding from a police car, and it demonstrates in this really simple way that kids are paying attention to what's going on. So let me tell you the story. In the video, you see the kid spot the police car, okay? He's not in school because it's coronavirus. He pauses his game of basketball to hide behind this car, the cop car. The child's father says when he asked his son why he hid, the child replied, because they killed George Floyd. The tweet caught the attention of LeBron James, who said the video broke his heart. DBL Nation, if you have kids, we want you to write us in and let us know, how are they coping with today's world? Brandon, you have 8 million nieces, nephews, cousins. Are they getting it? Are they aware?
Yes, my 12-year-old nephew, and I make sure I say his age right this time. My 12-year-old nephew has asked my brother, he has asked my father about good and evil, heaven and hell when it comes to this, and then when it comes to police relations. I think it's on my generation, especially my generation being a black man, to retrain our youth on how to deal and what to think when it comes to police officers. I'm not going to teach them fear. I'm going to teach them how to respect police officers, but at the same time, I'm going to teach my young nephew and nieces and all my cousins, when they're growing up, their rights, their constitutional rights as well, and technology, because you're seeing technology is saving lives in a sense. So I'm going to retrain them to think and to be able to use their brains and to be able to respect and obey officers, but at the same time know their constitutional rights.
Bravo. And you know what, Brandon? I really hope the police force as a system retrains and refocuses. Just like you said, you're going to take responsibility for your nephews. I hope we dismantle this power structure of oppression. I really do. Brandon,
Absolutely.
so good to see you. Stick around. Coming up on DBL, forget middle school. Meet a 13-year-old boy who just graduated college, and that's not even the most surprising part. Wait till you find out how many degrees he earned and how he made Jeff feel so stupid. Plus, for the first time, we're hearing from T.I.'s, excuse me, there's a typo, daughter about controversial comments he made about her virginity.
Who's stupid now?
You don't want to miss that. That's a good call.
Pets are family.
Welcome back to DBL. For the first time, we're hearing from rapper T.I.'s daughter about controversial, comments he made about her virginity. If you guys don't remember this, T.I. made headlines in November after saying he takes his daughter Deja to the gynecologist every year to check her hymen. Yeah, we had a lot to say about that on our show. So in a recent episode of T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle, Deja opens up about his comments impacted her and their relationship. Take a look.
I do think my dad treats me differently than the boys when it comes to the subject of sex and supervision. My dad even jokes with King about becoming a baby daddy. He would never joke like that with me.
This situation is just a little traumatizing for me.
I cannot explain to men out there who have not known about a gynecology or an exam. It is so vulnerable. Your legs are in a freaking stirrups. You're naked from the waist down. It's very uncomfortable. To have your dad in there checking your hymen is absolutely inexcusable. Jeff, how do you feel about this?
As a father, well, I have 2 boys, but listen, if I had a daughter, I grew up with brothers. I don't know the perfect way. I'm gonna make mistakes, and especially if your life is on TV like a reality star or even T.I., you're gonna make mistakes.
You wouldn't walk into a gyne.
But how do you know?
I know
nobody
you.
tells you, I'm not saying I would.
Right.
I'm saying you're gonna make mistakes. I'm using this as an example of making mistakes. I'm not saying I would do this or I wouldn't do this. I'm saying people are so quick to cancel other people, like, hey, T.I. made a mistake, off TV, throw away his albums, let's burn them, no more reality show for him. People are going to make mistakes, guys. It's like we need to get back to some sort of civilization where it's okay for people to make mistakes and learn. My biggest thing in life that I say on this show over and over and over, if I could tell anybody of a young age, fail, and learn from those mistakes. Get up and learn and be a better person. Stop condemning people for their mistakes. I don't like it.
I agree with you.
Sorry, I took it in a different direction.
No, I agree with you, but I don't think I think stubbing your toe or putting the wrong answer is a mistake. Walking and being part of your daughter's gynecological exam is not a mistake.
But if nobody told you, is what I'm saying, how would you know that's not okay?
Your moral compass, knowing that makes you uncomfortable. But I hear you. I do understand. If you didn't know, he was trying to do a good father thing. I just disagree with it.
I'm okay. I'm sure he learned from it, and I hope he did.
Okay. Let us know what you guys think. We will be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Tori, you jealous a little bit?
A little bit.
We say it all the time on our show. When it comes to changing the world, DBL has great faith in the younger generation. Check this out. 13-year-old Jack Rico is a perfect example. Tori, get this.
What?
4 associate's degrees.
Dang.
What? And he did it in 2 years. I'm going to let Jack speak for itself. I sat down with him and his mom. Check it out. It's today's DBL Spotlight.
Smarty.
I feel stupid. I'm going to be honest, I feel dumb. 4 degrees, I feel not great about this interview. Jack and Rue, thank you so much for joining DBL. Now, Jack, congratulations. 13 years old and already 4 college degrees. I have no words and I speak for a living. So I'm just going to get right into these questions. Mom, that's one incredible kid you have there. When did you first realize that Jack was different than other kids his age, intellectually?
Yeah, it was right around his 4th birthday. He said he wanted to go see the White House. And so I said, that's kind of a big trip for a 3-year-old. And so joking around, I said, if you can memorize all the presidents, I'll take you. And literally a week later, he came up to me and he said, Mom, I have something to tell you. I already knew all the presidents, but I memorized the vice presidents. Can we still go? So I knew then he was probably already smarter than me.
I'm already blown away, so I have to continue this interview without messing up a word. Let's see if that happens. Jack, I'm going to come to you. What was it like going to school with classmates nearly double your age?
What I really liked is that all the students and faculty were really nice and friendly. They're really welcoming. They treated me like they would any other student, and they didn't make me feel like a little kid in class, you know. So that was really cool.
Wow. Jack, you kept a 4.0 GPA while earning associate's degrees in history, human expression, social behavior, and social science. Why were all those your areas of interest?
Well, at a really early age, I was interested in history. With homeschooling, I was able to learn about a place and then go to that place, so that really brought the learning to life for me. And then when I started taking college courses, I mostly took history courses because that's what I was most comfortable with. I soon had other interests, so I took other classes, and those classes counted for multiple AA degrees.
Jack, I'm going to ask you a personal question. Are you bored talking to me because I just don't stimulate you? I can't even say stimulate you. He just, nah. All right, Jack. The $1 million question here. I want you to run for president, but what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm still trying to explore and take in and learn as much as I can, you know. I'm still young. I'm still trying to find something that I love to do, and hopefully I could explore what I want to do.
Jack, I'm going to go into you philosophically here, okay? We're in a tough time in America. Give us some positive news for the future. What do you think America's headed for?
If we just keep going, you know, we're going to do great. We'll get back to normal. Tell the kids, stay working in school. Just stay there and keep working hard.
Any plans in there to be a scientist, maybe come up with the cure to this disease, this virus going around?
I don't think so.
Honest and smart. Jack and Rue, such a pleasure to talk with you. You guys are going to change the world, buddy, whatever you do. So keep up the great work. We appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be right back, everybody. I'm your host, Jeff Schroeder. Tori's not liking that I'm talking to the camera. Getting a photo to hang exactly where you want it isn't as easy as you think unless you have some toothpaste. I'm showing you a neat trick in this DBL home hack presented by American Home Shield.
How neat is it?
What's up, guys? This next hack is super easy and super helpful. I love hanging pictures all over our new house. As you can see, we have a lot of work to do, but this hack is going to save you some time. You don't need a tape measure. All you need is a photo, a hammer, a nail, and some toothpaste. What you do here is you take the back of your photo, right? Just take a little toothpaste right in the middle. That's all you need, right there. You take your blank wall, as you can see, and then you kind of just eye up where you want that photo to be. So that looks about in the middle to me. So you just want to press that down there. As you can see, that toothpaste is right where you want to nail. Get a little napkin, just wipe off that toothpaste. Look at that. Perfectly centered, no level, no measuring tape. Pretty good hack, pretty good coach.
When it comes to your home, American Home Shield warranty helps cover many things homeowners insurance leaves out. Call American Home Shield at 1-800-919-3629 to get a free quote today. Welcome back.
Oh, man. Oh. No, you're fine, but I just want to ask, Brandon moved into a new place. Brandon, are you going to be using the toothpaste, that neat hack that Jeff found?
Absolutely. You know what? I want to call our producers out because this show is biased towards people with families. Look, I'm a bachelor. Can we do some DIY stuff for bachelors? Look how slanted this is. I messed this up, so help. I could have used
Brandon,
that.
by all means, you could do the next one.
He'll do the next one. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place. Bye, guys.